Welcome to the DFAB RhinoCAM2 tutorials. Today we're going to be explaining how to profile out of a three-dimensional surface. So now that we've done our three-dimensional surfacing through parallel finishing and horizontal roughing and our pocketing into our surface, I want to cut out the piece to give me a clean edge. Say my laminating was off a little bit or whatnot. I just want the size of the finished material to be the dimension of this rectangle. So I select my rectangle and I select my surface. I'm going to create a bounding box. Again, the world plane. So now that's the highest point of my surface. So I'm going to copy that from the z equals 0 to the highest point there, and we'll get that dimension again, which should be 2.75, which it is. So now I can delete that bounding. So now I have that 2D line at the highest point. So I select that line, go over to the 2.5 axis tab, profiling. The tools, this is the concern. You have to understand that the material is held to the table by being clamped or screwed to the table. So you have to make sure that when you cut your piece out, there's no movement, and that your piece is not too high for the bit. If you look here, the quarter-inch cutting bit only has a flute length of 1 inch and a tool length of 1.5 inches, and the half-inch square end mill only has a 3.5 inch length, which can be even less depending on how the bit was put in. So we need to be careful of that. But because I'm at 2.5 inches, I should be okay with the half-inch end mill. So I'm going to select that. My feeds and speeds, again, I'm going to do 18,000 here. Give me a little bit cleaner cut. My cut feed's going to be 240, again clean cut. Clearance plane, half inch plus my 2.75, which gives me, or half inch plus my material thickness, which was 2.75, which gives me 3.25, and clearance plane. Cut parameters, again 0.001 for the tolerant, 0 for the stock. And now that I have this closed line, you can select inside or outside. So I want the inside of that line to be my material, my keep material, and to be the actual dimension of my final piece. So I'm going to cut on the outside. My cut levels, so the piece was originally 2.75, which is where that line is at, so 2.75 inches deep. My rough cut depth is going to be all of it. Because this is not a compression bit, we do it all at once on the rough depth. But then we have to break down the rough depth into increments that are less than half of the bit, the step down, such. So we're going to do 0.25 for each cut depth pass, which will divide it there. We're going to do depth first, and entry exits, you can select none, which will put these all at 0. Sorting, minimum distance, again, a good habit, but not applicable here. Generate. As you can see, so if we go to the views, go to simulate, play, you can cut it down as far as you can, and then you can go to the table saw and cut it that way if you'd like, or you can have the machine do it all as long as you're within the capability of the bits. So that's it. Now you have your finished three-dimensional pocketed hole, and it's cut out to the precise dimensions that you require.